You are listening to the unscripted, unfiltered, 100% authentic podcast titled The Air Raid Attack. It's your host, Mike, and of course, we're live from Oklahoma City. And first things first, there we go. First things first is, got too excited there. First things
Yeah,
first, listen to us on major podcast platforms. And don't forget to subscribe and follow us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow on Twitter. And I don't know what Twitch is, so subscribe, follow, like I don't know what that would be. Anyway, we got some big news concerning the podcast, but we will announce that later on in the show later on today. Nonetheless, we got a lot to talk to. Clyde is back, my brother from the wonderful, beautiful state of Colorado, which might be November, dude. I might be back up there, so I'll let you know.
thanks.
But
Let's get together if
nonetheless,
you do.
Clyde, how are you, sir?
I am a little bit I don't know, jet lagged.
From the story you told me, I could see that easily.
I didn't fly anywhere, but I worked 21 hours yesterday into today, so straight.
For anybody that's done that before, I know I have. I've done 40 something. It's dude, yeah. I don't recommend it to all you people out there. You workaholics, don't do it. Seriously, do not do it.
That's ridiculous. 40. What the heck were you doing for 40 hours straight?
Paycom Center downtown. So we had was it the Thunder and then a concert, or was it PBR Monster Jam Thunder I don't know, something like that. Dude, it
Mm,
was insane. It was yeah, no.
dang. So what were you doing? Just like
So the business I'm in is a franchisee company. So franchise owners have their own
uh,
staff, so on and so forth. And so they were short staffed, and us being op regional managers, of course, we have to fill in, and
mm.
the rest is history. So
Yeah, you're the cleanup crew, aren't you?
oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, brutal. Brutal. Well, hey man, I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for all that you do.
Absolutely.
Keep
Absolutely.
up the good work.
We're trying, dude.
In
My
shifts.
Right. I'm down in OU. My boss is at the Paycom Center, so we're making it happen.
Nice.
So we're making America somewhat great again. So
Hey, that's part of it, man. Working hard. It's what makes America great, I think.
no, it is no. I'd rather earn my money than beg for people for it. So,
Hmm.
but nonetheless, Clyde, we got a lot to talk about. The Broncos really. I don't know where we're going to start with this one. 1-1 Denver, of course, the season opener. We're going to recap going back to last week. The season opener in Seattle was nothing but disappointing. And then, of course, Houston saw some light, but a lot of concern. Before we really dig deep, what's your oversight? I know it's just 2 games, and obviously Peyton Manning, when he first started with Denver, was a little shaky. But what's your thoughts so far on this 1-1 start to the 22 season?
I'm concerned with the coach, the head coach, especially.
Yep.
It seems like he's in over his head. I don't know. He hasn't really called plays in a long time,
Mm-mm.
and it's really showing right now. So to make that jump from OC to head coach, that's a big jump, man. But to do it and be the play caller at the same time, that's an even bigger jump. And I don't know if he gave that level of jump and responsibility enough credit. It kind of seems like, I don't know, he's just not really. I mean, obviously he's serious, but it doesn't seem like he's
Mm.
taking it as seriously as he needs to.
No, I'm about with you on that one. So far, he hasn't really shown me much for the fact that we're right back into here we go again with these coordinator coaches. Vic Fangino was Vance Joseph, we all know how that happened. I mean, Josh McDaniels, we know how that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He's Gary Kubiak is exception, but yeah, I'm with you. The time management in this so far has been horrendous. I've never seen a team with so much talent. You got a
Mm.
Pro Bowl MVP, Super Bowl winner quarterback. I'm sure I guess you can say first ballot Hall of Famer, but in Russell Wilson. But this team looks absolutely disorganized. No one knows anything what's going on, and the play calling is questionable at very best.
Well, they're moving the ball though. It's such a weird. I don't know. Have they had a three and out yet? I don't know if they have. So I mean, there are signs of life there that are really intriguing to me, especially with sustained drives. They're doing a really good job with sustaining drives, but once they get down close to the red zone into the end zone, they just I don't know what the word is, but shit down their leg. I don't know. It's bad, dude. I don't know what they're doing down there.
Well, it goes back to this the Seattle game on and people's like, well, you guys lost. Well, okay, we had overall record. Yeah, the final score. Yes, we lost, but if you think about it, you got Melvin Gordon fumbled in the red zone in the red zone. You have Javante literally fumbled at the goal line,
No,
and
they both
then
fumbled at the goal line,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Melvin Gordon
at the
fumbled
one
at
yard
the
line.
one
Both of
yard
them.
line. So yeah, both touchdowns or would be touchdowns fumbled at the end
Mm-hmm.
zone. Then you had Russell Wilson and his real quick pitch throw that was a touchdown that got called back by penalties.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I've never seen a penalized team so far in my life from what we've done so far.
I've never seen a Broncos team this penalized. That's
Man,
for sure. They are undisciplined, to say the least.
I'm guessing Jerry Judy's okay. From what I heard, he seems
Mm.
like he should be a go for San Francisco, which would be another tough test. Um, I know
Yeah.
PS2 was out majority of the game against Houston, I believe. I'm guessing I haven't heard back from him, so I don't know, or not from him, but about him, I should say. I don't know if he's good, but the offense isn't bad, like you said. And I agree with you 100%. They're marching down the field, but
Mm-hmm.
these turnovers and these fourth down calls, and we all know about the field goal one, uh, they're really killing us.
Yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but that's the dumbest. That was one of the dumbest play calls in the history of sports.
He had, I think, if I recall right, going back to the Seattle game, week one, for all you listeners out there, I want to say when we had the ball inside Seattle territory or very close to it, we had like what 50 seconds, 40 something
Mm-hmm.
seconds with two timeouts. They should have
Three, three
was it
timeouts,
three?
all
We should
three.
have immediately called a timeout
Correct.
because I still think, I still would have went for it regardless, on that fourth down, but
Mm-hmm.
you would have at least had a better selection. I don't know why we wasted so much time from that 50-ish mark to 20-ish mark. I don't understand what we were doing. And then of course the field goal attempt. I just can't believe you're paying the guy 200 and whatever how much he's making, 64, 69, whatever it might be,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, and you end up kicking the field goal. That yeah, it will he had the leg just a little to the left. I in San Francisco gonna be tough, dude. I mean I still think this team makes the playoffs. I still think this team can win, but they got a
Mm.
lot to work on. And that coach, Mr. Nathaniel Hackett, needs to really pull up his pants ASAP.
Yeah. The honeymoon in Denver is over with that guy. They're already booing
Yeah.
him. It's
The Boo Birds were loud and clear on Sunday versus
Ooh,
Houston
can you believe that, dude?
already.
And I don't know if they were booing. I don't know if they were booing Russ, but I know for sure they were booing the coach. They're really pissed off at him right now.
I would say it's probably a mixture if I had to guess.
What would you be booing Russ for?
Well, I mean, what was he, 4 for 15 right before half, something like that? I don't know. I mean, again, that goes back to play call. And again, I don't know. I don't know. I just I could see with that. I don't know. I guess it depends on who you are. If I had to put $100 down on a bet, I would say more Nathaniel Hackett getting booed
Yeah,
than I would say Russ. But
but Russ missed some I mean, Javante Williams down in the red zone was wide, dude.
mhm.
Nobody was even in the screen with him. and he was in front of Russ, 10 yards away, man. Less than 10, maybe 5 yards away from him. Like, hi, throw me the ball. I had 11 catches last week,
Yep.
and he doesn't even look at him. It was like, what are we doing, man? I don't know. It's concerning to say the least. There's some head scratching going on for sure.
Yeah, and that special teams is bad. That kick returning, punt returning, especially against Seattle, it was horrendous. Washington wasn't very good. I don't know. Last week I guess it was okay-ish. Defense is. I
Um,
mean, I still like the defense.
no, the defense is balling out
Yeah,
of control, dude.
that
The
offense
the
needs
kid that
to.
came in for Sertan in the
Mm-hmm.
second half, um, they just drafted him. I think his name is Mathis.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking about.
Kind of a baller, dude. Watch out for that guy. I think they
Yeah,
really want him to step up and be the number two next year.
I could see that. Well, yeah, because I mean, you got what Kareem Jackson is going to be, I'm sure, a free agent after this year.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and Caden Stearns came in and
mm-hmm.
for an injured Russell or Justin Simmons.
Justin
I almost
Simmons.
said Russell Simmons. It was like Def Comedy Jam up in here.
The way we play, dude. I mean, the way we coach, I should say.
Right?
You
What's your
can put
favorite
it
Def
in.
Jam
You
record?
can.
Um, I don't know if Russell. I don't even think Justin Simmons listens to Russell Simmons music. So
I,
he strikes me as a classical music
I
kind
would.
of guy.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like he listens to Wagner before the game. I don't know. What do you think Justin Simmons is
Just
on? What do you think's on his playlist?
I hate saying that. I could see him being that type.
Right?
PS2 is all rap. I could easily see him that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Justin Simmons, I could see. I like PS2. Justin Simmons, I could see him being classical.
Yeah.
What do you think Randy Gregory's is?
Randy Gregory's a dog, dude.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's got some DMX. He's probably rocking the DMX before the game. He barks.
I could see that. No,
He's a
Randy
dog,
Gregory's a
man. He
dog.
is
Yeah.
balling out of control, dude.
Draymond Jones is another baller, dude. He's been dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big dog right now. No, I like our
Hey,
defense. Our offense, talent wise, is really good. It's just
yeah.
it's our chemistry on the offense and the play calling, time management on the head coach and the coordinator is on the head coach. It's really really
Mm-hmm.
bad.
Yeah, I don't know how long you wait on that for a rookie coach. I mean, do you wait all year? Do you
Well,
wait a couple games? What do you do?
well, I was about to ask you that. I mean, I hate to say bring it already up 2 games in, but if this thing don't get, and the comment that he made after the game was, "Yeah, I was right there with the fans," being referring to fans booing and this, not something else. Then fix the issue, dude.
Mm,
I mean, when he said that comment after the game, when they said, "Well, what do you think about the fans booing you right before halftime?" and he
mm.
came out and because they were booing, came
Yeah, they
out and he
were.
said, "Well, I could see that. I was in my head, I was booing with them." Then
Hmm.
fix the issue, dude. You're the reason
Hmm.
why they're booing you.
Hmm. So I don't know who you give play calling duty to, but that'd be the first thing I would do is look to see if there's another play caller on my staff.
Is it? What's his name? Odo?
Yeah, the offensive coordinator. I don't know what's his name. They don't
No,
even show him on TV. It's
no,
just
they don't. And
it's Coach Hackett. I think it's yeah,
Justin Outen.
Outen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you give him play calling duty. He was a tight ends coach last year. I don't know if he can call plays.
Justin Outen as the offense. But let's see. Butch Berry's their offensive line coach. No. What about Clint? Clint Kubiak,
Now that's an interesting. Ooh,
the passing game coordinator.
that's an That's an interesting.
Do you let him give a shot?
No,
Trying to get the monkey off his back?
I don't know, dude. I, I will say there's a whole lot of like untested right now. They're very, very green. So we're gonna have to grow with them. It's just as simple as that.
Well,
And
exactly.
Broncos
Yeah.
country is not. We're not prepared for more time wasted. We're ready
We
now.
can't afford it, dude.
We do it 6 years, bro.
Yeah, we cannot afford to. I'm looking through the coaching roster. I'm not seeing anybody that really absolutely would just be like, oh, absolutely him.
No, nobody.
Um,
It's green, man.
it's gonna be Nathaniel Hackett because I'm not seeing a single soul on this team that I would put my hands, trust
What,
my
what,
hands
what would
with.
you? Why do you think it's taking so long to get the plays called?
Well, I don't know, dude, and that's the thing, because Russ said it was, the excuse was it was so loud in Seattle. Okay, fair enough. I'll give you
Yeah,
guys that one because it
yeah.
was.
12th
Because,
man
dude, on TV,
represent.
I literally you could hear the fans yelling.
Dude, they
You
won
think,
that game for them.
oh,
That's
absolutely, they get steamrolled the next week. Go figure.
They
But
were the 1 point difference in that game for sure.
if it wasn't for the fans, dude, Denver walked in. Maybe not a big win, but they walk into whatever the field's called now and take care of
Yeah,
business.
they win by 17 points.
Well, they should have won by 17 points.
Right. They would have, without that crowd, they would have
Yeah.
won by 17 points. It was that they were that good that night.
But to answer your question, why is it taking so long? That's a good question. I don't understand because immediately the second the play goes down, Nathaniel really should be okay. Here we go. Let's speed up this thing.
Yep.
Instead, it's almost what is it, 15 seconds left until they finally break the huddle, and then 9 seconds. Dude, it got so embarrassing that the fans
Hmm.
are starting to help them counting down 5, 4, and
Yeah.
then and the Javante kind of joked about it. Oh, we may have to help the rest of the year, dude. That's not funny.
Mm-mm.
This is embarrassing, dude.
Yep. No. Yeah. No. Um. My buddy went to the game and he was saying that it was everybody was counting every play clock. Yeah, that's it. That is embarrassing.
It's sad.
Do you think do you think he's sending in 2 or 3 plays to Russ and letting Russ pick the one he wants to run in the huddle?
Oh, I didn't think about that one.
Are they giving Russ too much authority to call plays?
Oh, hmm.
Should they just call a play and say, "Hey, Russ, this is the play we're calling. Run it."
I could see that.
You might have a check with me, like check with me if it's a blitz or whatever, or they
Do
only
you
have
think
6 in the
that?
box. You can check to a run, but
Do you think that Nathaniel's maybe giving him multiple plays? Hey,
yeah,
here's about let's just say 3. Here's your 3
hmm
plays. See what you
yeah,
check on defense, and then pick the one you think is working.
yeah. It kind of feels like that, man. I don't know because
Well,
it seems like he calls plays quickly. He's talking, he's pointing out the play right away after the play. He's saying the play. He's giving him a play call, but it seems like he's giving him 2 or 3,
hmm
and they're actually having a conversation. Like, what are you guys doing? Stop talking.
Well,
Get a play
exactly.
and move.
Yeah, because by the time they break, it's at 11 seconds. Dude, if
Mhm.
you're gonna check, if you're gonna audible, dude, you need to make this thing quick.
Exactly.
If you're gonna check downfield, like, all right, hey, oh crap, then you get the fans now counting down for you. I don't know. I mean, like you said, the honeymoon's over, obviously in Denver with Nathaniel Hackett and Russ,
Hmm.
and San Francisco comes to town this week. That's gonna be a tough one. I know they lose Trey Lance for the season. Jimmy G looked good. I mean, San Francisco's a good team.
I think they
So,
upgraded their quarterback position
yeah, yeah.
because Jimmy came in and balled out. Well, didn't ball out, but he didn't make any mistakes. He played Jimmy G football.
He got them the W.
Hmm. And They run the offense I wish the Broncos would. I don't know why the Broncos get away from the run game just so fast, man.
Well, and that's what was one thing that was helping them against Seattle in the first half. Javante and a little bit of Gordon, but more mainly Javante.
Hmm.
Dude, they ran down Seattle's throat like it was nothing.
Yep.
And then the second half, well, we're gonna pass. We're gonna pass. Why are we passing? I feel bad for
Right.
the defense.
Agreed. I mean, you rack up 350 yards of offense, but you're only scoring 16 points.
Yeah, I mean, you're not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not worried just yet. Now
Me
we
either.
lose. We lose to if we lose to San Francisco, and if we start losing to, I'm looking at the schedule right here.
Oakland.
If we start losing to this Frisco, and then we lose to the Raiders the following
Mm.
week, I'll give us the win against the Colts. But if we start losing to the Chargers, and then the next 3 games you go, or next 4 games you go 1-3,
Oof.
I'm gonna be more concerned at this point.
Yeah. I, I mean, I'll be honest with you. If we start out, let's say 2-6, I don't think he's on a hot seat, man. He's a one
Hmm.
and doneer because it doesn't get easier going into the bye. That's for
Well,
sure.
no, exactly, and because they have, well, of course, it's now slow. No, because you look at the bye, they finish off before headed into the bye. They finish off with the Jets and the Jaguars, whatever. But then after the bye week, you got Tennessee, you got of course the Raiders again, you got Baltimore, well, Carolina, who you don't know what kind of team you're going to get, but they
Mm.
might beat you. Baltimore, Kansas City, Arizona, which is going to have a healthier offense with DeAndre Hopkins back. You got
Mm.
to go to Rams on Christmas Day. You got to go to
Mm.
Kansas City the following week, and you finish off with the Chargers. I
Got
mean,
some
to the
rough
exception
teams.
of potentially Carolina, all those games are losable games.
I mean, any given Sunday in the NFL, but I think
Hmm.
every game at this point is a losable game.
Oh, absolutely.
But every game is a winnable game too at the same time with the way the defense is playing and the way the offense is, methodical up and down the field until they get into the red zone. Get these play calls and some of these penalties under control, and now maybe, you can put a 35 spot up on somebody.
They're going to have to, excuse me, they're going to have to figure something out because, man, dude, I can't afford another losing season, dude. I'm just going to be straight honest with you. I can't do another one.
I can't either, bro. I found myself rooting for the Bills yesterday
Dude, speaking of the Bills,
for Monday night, I guess.
do they not look scary?
Bro, they're gonna win the Super Bowl this year. We called that.
Man. Yeah, I mean they're the best team in the league by
They
far.
are. They're. It's the Bills, and then there's like a big gap, and then there's the middle of the pack, and then there's you know the bottom. Who's the bottom? Who's the worst team right now?
Well, we're borderline on it. Um Talking about like overall standings wise or just a team in general?
No, just like what you've seen the last couple of weeks. Who's the worst team in football right now?
Cincinnati.
Damn.
I know that's a personal vendetta against them, but still.
That shows you how much parity there is in the league, though.
No, exactly. I know in that NFL preview, we all kind of got into it with when Dan made the thing and Jamie stepped in and everybody else thought I was going crazy with Joe Burrow. But right now, I mean, look at it. That offensive line isn't protecting him. He's seen more grass than he did like a year ago. And that offense, I mean,
Mm,
my thing is you guys lost to Pittsburgh, not a good loss. And you
mm.
lost to Dallas, who lost Dak, and I don't even know who the starting quarterback even is.
Cooper Rush.
There you go. I mean, you lost to backup quarterbacks
Mm.
the first 2 weeks. So, I mean, I would throw them in the mix.
Wow.
Tennessee, you can probably, you might, I don't,
I think Tennessee is not winning that South this year at all.
dude, that South is so wide open.
I told you Jacksonville's going to win it. I think they
That
are.
that South is so wide open because I mean Houston could have easily beat Denver.
Yep.
Tennessee, I don't know what in the world's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis, I don't know. Matt, they
Blank.
realize, yeah, Matt Ryan's not the guy, obviously. And his better days are way past him.
Mm-hmm.
And who am I missing? Oh, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville won 27-0 over the Indies.
You know, I want to take that back. I think it's Tennessee. If you ask for who probably the worst team, at least in the AFC, is because
Mm.
if they look at their points forward again and versus against, dude, they're drastically outscored. They're so far they scored 27 points and give up 69, so a difference of 35 points in just 2 games. With what
Damn.
some people thought could be a potential Super Bowl contender, which I thought that was a little outrageous.
Right.
But and then you look at the NFC, it's really Atlanta's is what we thought. Carolina, whatever.
Atlanta's played pretty well, though. I mean, they've played some good teams tough.
I mean, look at the Rams. They almost came back and beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
So,
what's your thoughts on the Eagles? Jalen Hurts balled out Monday night.
bro. See,
Like,
now
dude.
that guy in the red zone, those touchdowns that he scored running the ball, those were Russell Wilson. That's
Mm-hmm.
who I thought Russell was. But so Jalen Hurts might be Russell Wilson 2.0, man. He
Mm-hmm.
looks undeniable. That was a good game. They put one on Minnesota, and Minnesota's a pretty decent team, man.
Yeah, they got talent. They can win. So it's not like they beat somebody that they play in Detroit, dude. I know it's early, but 2-0 Detroit.
Are they really 2-0?
I believe so. Let's see. Nope,
I thought they
1-1.
lost.
Back. Yep, 1-1.
Yeah, they lost week 1, right?
Yep.
But they won a big game this week, dude. Those are the teams that you love to root for, man. I hope that the Lions are a good team this year. They got some really good pieces.
I like it, and of course, Mac Jones. Who would have thought the
Who?
Giants started, or Daniel Jones? Who would have thought the Giants would have started 2-0? Again, it's early. I mean, they can still lose the next 15 games. I'm not saying everybody put their
Yeah.
pens and paper down, but
Well, I think Saquon's back.
mm-hmm.
Hey, if you got a guy like Saquon Barkley who's healthy, man, I mean, that offense, it looks a lot different. Makes the defense look a lot different.
Well, and Daniel Jones, the Giants didn't renew his fifth year player option too. So this might be a motivation for him to pull it up and put his mouth to work or whatever we would call it. I don't know, but that didn't sound
That's
right.
what I
But
need to do is
that's what
get my mouth working. No, I
yeah,
think
that didn't sound.
yeah.
That wasn't what I meant. But
No, I know. That's not what I meant either. Shit, I don't know why
Yeah.
I said that.
All right, Clyde. Well, let us know how you really
Dude,
feel.
I told you, man. I'm running on empty, bro.
No, I feel you. I've been there. I get it, dude. Miami,
Hmm.
man. Oh man, I know Kansas City doesn't miss Tyreek, but I still think they're going to miss him. Boy, Tua has got him something down there and going to Miami.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And their coach, dude, he just has that swag about him, man. That's another goofball coach, but there's something about him that I don't think Hackett has the same thing that Mike Mack does.
Well, no, and that's why I thought, when I was crazy when I said, well, if you look at it, you could easily see Tua being a better quarterback simply because of Mike McDaniels. Look what he did with Herbert, and Herbert's still shining even without him. I
Baller,
mean,
dude.
this dude can well, obviously,
He's a good coach. Yeah, he is a good
he
coach.
is. And see, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Denver should have really pursued him.
And he's from Denver, by the way. He's from
Mm-hmm.
Aurora. So it's good to see him having success, being a Colorado kid.
I'm looking real close.
Do you know who
Um,
his best buddy is?
who?
Oh, man. It's going to make me mad that I can't think of his name. Comedian from Denver. He's on Billions.
Oh,
Stand-up comic. Help me out. Oh, dang it. It'll come to me in my sleep.
Tracy Morgan?
No. Hold on.
Josh
Hold
Blue.
on. No. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hold on. Let me. It'll
Kevin
come to me.
Fitzgerald.
What's his name?
Kevin Fitzgerald?
No.
Age-wise, what are we looking at?
His age, like 40, 35, 40. Oh, man. That's going to bug me. I got to figure out what his name is. Who's Mike McDaniels?
Ah,
I'm going to ask Google real quick. Mike
we have
McDaniels.
Google.
I'm Googling it right now. Come on, Google. Mike McDaniels' friend.
And is it Andrew or
Oh,
Vidal? Ben
no.
Roy, Josh Blue,
Oh, Dan
Grant.
Soder. Dan Soder.
There you go.
Do you know Dan Soder?
Yes.
Hilarious.
So he's absolutely. So he's best friends with Mike McDaniels.
Yeah, those two grew up. They grew up like
Nice.
two houses apart in Aurora.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So which is I mean, he went on Rogan and did a podcast with Rogan, and he's like, yeah, I was down, on the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl, and that was pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, they lost, but it was cool to see, my best buddy coaching the team.
Right.
And he was talking about when he was coaching the Niners, and he got to go down onto the field after the game because Mike McDaniel got him down there. That was neat. I was like, oh damn, small world.
That's what's up.
So yeah, that's cool. Anyway, he's a goofball. He's funny. You know what I mean? But that energy is contagious.
Yep.
Sometimes, when you win, it's great, and somehow he's connecting with his players. They all love him. They seem to love him, man. But I don't know if that's the same thing here in Denver with our goofball coach.
He bring. I like the energy he brought in OTAs, and I thought he did decent, okay with preseason, but
Do you? He didn't start any of his starters. He didn't play any of his
no.
starters in preseason. Do you think that's having an
I think
effect?
a lot of people brought that up, and I could see where some people would think that because and that's why a lot. I get why they don't want to play Russ in the preseason, but these guys got to get some snaps in. I mean,
Yeah.
something.
Well, if nothing else, just to get game ready. Like, hey, we're going to call these plays. This is how it's going to look. We need to get these plays called. Well, what are they doing? I mean, that's the most basic thing is getting the play call in. But
I think that's the biggest question is why is it taking so long from Hackett to Russ, and Russ to the offensive team and from the snap?
Well, I don't think it's Russ. I don't think, Russ has been calling plays for 10 years. I don't think he's having a problem there. Or maybe he is. I don't know. Is it a new offense? I don't know. New terminology? Who knows?
Not concerned yet, but
it might just be one of those things it has to take time. The only thing that you can do is wait it out. It's one of those things that's definitely not going to stay this way. It's definitely going to be something that they'll improve on and get fixed.
Well, I hope so.
But we don't have any more time. Like 1 week, okay, I'll give you the Seahawks and the 12s were too loud,
Yeah,
and I'll give
that's
you that.
fine.
I'll concede that. You just tip the cap to those fans because they brought it.
Well, they brought it, and you can
But
sit there
at
and say,
home,
yeah.
unacceptable. Unacceptable at home, dude.
Well, and you can sit there and say, well, it was an emotional night for Russ. Okay, fair enough. From him coming back to Seattle to the fans, okay, chop that one up. But Houston, though,
Mm-mm.
there's no way that we should have struggled against Houston. None.
Well, struggling on the field is one thing, but struggling with mental lapses, that is a whole nother thing that cannot
Well,
be tolerated.
no, and the penalties have got to get better.
Yeah, that's all part of that mental stuff because it's all like pre-snap penalties, man.
Just trying to see what we're even.
It feel it feels like a lot of pre-snap penalties, like delay games and false starts, and
Mm-hmm.
those are getting old quick. I don't think the defense isn't really they're not penalized too much, but dang man, these pre-snap penalties, you can't have any of them. Is
Mm-mm.
what we're saying. Like, what were they penalized? 13 for 100 last week, and 12 for 100 the week before. So,
I know
dude,
against Seattle is
come
what,
on.
12 for 106, I believe. Let me check here. I
It's
want to
too
say it
much,
was,
man.
yeah, regardless it was, uh-oh. Um it was way too much. And
200 yards and penalties already.
let's
Mm-mm.
see.
Unacceptable.
For any team, I don't care if you're Denver or if you're Tampa Bay or if you're Buffalo.
Even
Any
if you're the
team, dude,
Oakland
that's just
Raider,
insane.
it's too much, man.
Oakland, dude, I think they realized they made a mistake on head coach.
Dude. Oakland sucks, man. Or wherever they're at now, Vegas.
Vegas. Oh yeah,
They're
Vegas.
still
Yeah,
Oakland.
it's still
Until,
Oakland to me. Yeah, I
dude,
don't care.
oh man, I can't. We have to beat. We got to beat their ass, right?
I
October
would hope
2nd.
so,
October 2nd. We're putting one on them, dude.
dude. Um, I First off, the fact that they blew a huge lead against the Cardinals and allowed them to come back and win in overtime on their mistake. It was a scoop and score, and there they
Yeah.
go. But
Butterfingers
yep,
Renfro dropping the church's money.
yep.
Or in Vegas, what do they call it? What do they call it? It's not the church's money in Vegas.
It was the
Mafia. The
Mafias.
mafia's money.
Hmm.
Dropping that Don Corleone cheddar. Can't be having that.
So you look now the Raiders. A lot of
Mm.
people's playoff team favorite. Not
Me.
really. Yeah, yours is definitely. So they're headed into Tennessee. They're facing Tennessee, who ranks 27th in offense, 25th in defense, passing and rushing.
Mm.
Then you get Vegas, who's 23rd in offense, and they're 17th on defense. They're 11th in passing, but dude,
Mm.
they're 30th in rushing.
Yeah.
And let's talk. I mean, Josh Jacobs.
Mm.
But I'm telling you, Josh McDaniels and those two games, and I don't want nobody to think, oh, well, these guys are already freaking out. These guys are examining who sucks and who's this. It's only 2 games in.
Mm.
But I think I watched a game. I don't know who it was, if it was Dallas or it was somebody, that no team that started, if you started, what was it, 0-2, you never started the playoffs or something, made the playoffs, something like that.
Well, I know the Cowboys. The Cowboys started out like 0-2 in 05 and 95 and won the Super Bowl. So,
Mhm.
but these aren't the 95 Cowboys.
No, not even close. And
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do. That's another one. I'm glad they suck. And what a Raider thing to do, man. Blow a 20-point lead.
20-point lead. And it's a Raider thing, dude, to fumble in overtime. And practically, there was how many minutes was left? 2 or 3? I mean, it was
I don't
close to
know.
being a tie.
Yeah,
They
it was.
fumbled it. Here comes the Cardinals with the scoop and score, and the rest is history. So,
Yeah, I think Renfro fumbled twice in overtime.
hmm
They got one back, and then that one was the scoop and score.
Patrick
Butterfingers McGee.
Patrick Surtain is will be starting on Sunday versus the 49ers. Dude, I can't wait for
Mhm.
that matchup. PS2 against Debo Samuel.
Debo's a baller, dude.
Dude, that's a nice
Hmm.
matchup.
Hmm. Yeah, they got some playmakers over there. They got some really, really talented players. Their running game, though, they're all
hmm
hurt, dude. They just signed. Who did they sign? They just signed a running back off the street.
Yeah, I know you're talking. Is that was it that Wilson Jr. whatever it is?
I don't know. It's a guy who he's been around the league, but he just got signed up because they're losing all their running backs.
Interesting.
Yeah. So hopefully they have to have Garoppolo beat them through the air. And that would be playing right into our hands, literally.
Well, absolutely. And now looking at the Broncos and 49ers, Broncos ranked seventh in the offense. The Niners ranked 15th on offense.
Hmm.
The defense tells a story. Denver ranks 10th in the league, and the Niners ranked 28th in the league. Now, remind you, there's 32 teams out there for all you guys that don't know that didn't know that.
They all know
Passing, passing is eighth for Denver, surprisingly, eighth in the league, and then 29th in the league for San Francisco, and then rushing is going to be interesting. Fourth for the Niners and 10th for the Broncos.
that. 10th, and they're not even really running the ball that much, man.
No.
This Broncos offense could be the number one rushing offense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very easily. With a little more commitment to the run. And see, and this run game, this is why I have my tinfoil hat on right now, is that I think they're letting Russ call the play that he wants to pick in the huddle. And then Russ picks the play. And that's why they're getting away from the run game. I think Russ wants to throw the ball. I don't know how many quarterbacks are going to go, you know what? I'd rather just hand the ball off here 9 straight times. It feels a little quarterbacky to me.
I think Rush will. If he'll eventually figure this out. I just really think. I think it's something that we talked about. I really do think that it's the fact that this team really hasn't played, if any at all, during the preseason. I
Mm.
think is really starting to show. However, it doesn't give the excuse of why Nathaniel Hackett's time management is horrendous.
I mean, he's my age, dude. Did you not play Madden? I mean,
Exactly.
that's part of Madden is knowing how to use your timeouts correctly. And I don't know what these guys are doing with timeouts. I don't know why it's such a hard. What is that about?
It goes back to time management. I just, I think it goes back to Houston. I think if I remember right, they had a burner timeout because Russ or somebody didn't realize how low the play clock was.
I
And
think they used at least one, and that was like early in the second half.
mm-hmm.
Dude, you guys came out of. You didn't address that in the locker room. Like, come on, boy. What are we doing? See, and that's why the fans just don't have time. We're not gonna sit on our hands anymore, man.
Well, we're frustrated. We've been through enough as it is. You guys
Exactly.
brought in, traded 2 first rounds. Could have or could not have been a future of Denver. We don't really know, and that's fine. But
Hmm.
you bring in a quarterback, you gave away quite a bit. I mean, Drew Lock, yeah, whatever. But Noah Fant was decent, and Shelby Harris on that defensive line. I can tell he was a little sour taste after the Seattle game. Obviously, still, but
Oh my God, that was the worst.
yeah,
I want to be on the record and say that I hate Shelby Harris.
I thought the way, even though I get it's a business, and I get these players take it personal because they love Denver and this, that, something else. And I don't blame him. When I went there in May, for Memorial Day weekend, yeah, I could see why everybody loves Denver, but I mean, guys, it's a business. But yeah, he took it too personal. And then at the end of Seattle, he's mumbled this, that, and something else, and he says, "Let's ride." I'm like, "Shut up."
Yeah, he kind of flipped the fans off on his way out because we weren't giving Fangio. We weren't crying tears for that guy. I don't know. I don't know what he wants, man. And then he said something about a rookie getting his 96 number
Mhm.
in
Like,
Denver
dude,
this
what do
year.
you? Yeah, like, what
He's
do you
like,
expect?
dude, this guy. Hold on. Let me throw it. I'm gonna literally like bouncer toss this kid up the stairs.
While Clyde is handling his personal biz, Denver, of course, going 1-1 with a close win against Houston, and of course, we're going back to Week 1 when Shelby Harris kind of made some comments at the end of the game. No, I mean, I get he's probably up sour taste, this, that, and something else. Like, dude, you're in a new place. Just deal with it at this point. It's a
Yeah, the
business.
let's ride thing, that was good for you, Shelby. He
Yeah.
looks like he smells like Fritos. I, I wonder. He smells like old gym socks. I bet you.
I was thinking I could easily see where he works out and he doesn't take a shower.
Yeah, totally. He
Yeah.
looks like that guy. He looks like sweaty gym sock guy.
Ew, God. I could see that though.
Yeah, good for you, Shelby. Everybody loves you as long as you socially distance.
Not because of COVID.
Exactly.
So, what do you think? I got to get your input because I saw him a few times on the sideline, not as much as I was really hoping. What do you think Drew Lock thought when he was on the when he saw Denver's helmet, but the fact that he wasn't as a Bronco? What do you think was going through Drew Lock's head?
I'm gonna go with. I think he was thinking about biscuits.
Not Starbucks coffee.
He might have been thinking about Starbucks and like. I just want to say I think he was thinking about biscuits a lot. I don't know why, but that's Drew Lock. He thinks about who knows what he's thinking. It's not football. I think I think his dad, because his dad owns a restaurant
Mm-hmm.
in the Kansas City area,
Yeah.
and I think that he really likes their biscuits, and I think that's what he was thinking about. So if you're ever in Lee Summit, Missouri, look for Drew Lock's dad and pick up some biscuits.
Hmm.
But I think that's what he's thinking about. I don't have much. I don't like Drew Lock. I don't know if you know this or not.
Yeah, I knew that from last year.
Yeah,
And the year prior, and the year prior
I'm
to that.
yeah. I am not a big Drew Lock guy. I don't. I hope that comes through loud and clear.
Okay, so the question then: what if you
Uh-huh.
randomly just in Denver? I don't know why he would be in Denver, but let's just go run with it. What if
Say
Drew
that.
Lock? What if randomly you just happen to see Drew Lock just for the heck of it? I'm just playing devil's advocate in Denver or somewhere
Mm-hmm.
in Colorado. Not so much Denver. I don't care where it's at. Colorado
Yeah.
Springs. I don't care. Thornton, Westminster, whatever it might be.
Okay.
What would you do if you saw Drew Lock and be like, "Hey, Drew Lock"? Would you say anything to him like, "Oh, that was Drew Lock," and just continue walking?
Mm, probably not. I
You
wouldn't
think?
say anything. I would just be like, "There's Drew Lock." Dude, I don't like the guy. I literally don't like him, man. He's probably a great guy. I don't know. Wouldn't know him from Adam, so I have no idea. But no, I probably wouldn't say anything to him. I don't know. Probably not.
Just
I wouldn't go out of my way to like be mean to him. No, I wouldn't be like, "You suck." I just Hey, there's Drew Lock.
You won't tell your wife, like, hey,
Hey,
babe.
he's trying to go, where? That would be my interaction with Drew Lock.
Oh God.
That's the joke, dude. Okay, here's the joke. Let me break it down. The other day, I saw Drew Lock walking down the street.
Hmm.
I was like, "Whoa, there's Drew Lock," and he goes, "Where?"
God.
It's funny. It's funny because he's dumb.
I can tell like he's probably that kid that was probably made fun of in high school, even though he was the starting quarterback of the high school team.
You think
I
he
could,
was? He was not. He's never been shoved into a locker.
dude, he looked like it at least once.
You think? I mean,
Maybe
I would.
maybe
I would
middle
shove
school.
him
I
into a
don't know.
locker. I want to shove him into a locker right now. But I don't think he has. I don't. I honestly don't. I think he's been young Jeezy his whole life. And
So what
every,
kind of music do you think he listens to? Rap?
yeah,
I could see that.
yeah. Tech Nine. I can see him rocking some Tech Nine. That's his boy. Which is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Tech Nine. I love Tech Nine. I love Jeezy too. So he's got decent taste in his raps, but outside of that, he's not very bright.
I don't know, just to me, and then we'll obviously move on from Drew. But
Thank you.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think he looks very like he's all mentally there.
No, he's
Because if you look at him like
no,
against Seattle or against Denver in Week 1, when they do show flashes of him on the sideline, he kind of was off in the distance. Like
mm-hmm.
mentally, he's not like with us on Earth.
Totally.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like he's got those dead eyes, like thinking about biscuits. I don't know what he's thinking about, man. He's literally dumb. Sorry, Drew Lock, you're dumb,
going from
and I hate
dumb,
you.
go going from
Dude,
dumb
this is the guy that went in on his day off and then called in sick on game day.
again.
Jesus.
Good job,
Dude.
Drew.
Good job, Drew.
Good job, Drew.
That's our guy. That's our quarterback.
That's
He
Seattle's
came
quarterback.
in on a Tuesday. Came in on his day off. Oh, okay.
Speaking of
Anyway, yeah.
speaking of quarterbacks, moving on from one person that obviously nobody likes to in Denver to another one that nobody likes, but you got to respect the man, Tom Brady. Have you seen Tom Brady's face?
Yeah.
What is up with that? He's all sunken in.
Well, he hasn't had added sugar in like 17 years, so at some
Man,
point you just start
sinking.
eating yourself.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's and is he getting divorced, dude? Is
So
there
I heard a
word around
podcast.
word around
Shout out to Robin and Chris. Listen to the podcast on Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, I think it was Monday. So they talked about that too. Rumors have it, yes, he is getting divorced simply because his wife wants him to be more present at home. His wife, whatever his wife's name is, but I don't
Giselle
follow.
Bundchen.
Yeah, there we go. That one.
She's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, in so many ways.
Mm.
But she wants him to be more present at home for her and the kids, which I get. I absolutely get. Mid 40s, she's obviously concerned about his health. I'm guessing. I don't know, but concerned about his health. I guess maybe. But she said that she talked to him and said, "Hey, we're done. Like we're done with football." Supposedly that was the agreement with them when he retired. We quote unquote retired.
Mm-hmm.
was okay. We're done. Now you can be a father, husband, so on and so forth. Now,
Mm-hmm.
remind you, for everybody that forgot, Fox Sports then signs him to an outrageous contract,
Yeah.
obviously for when he retires.
Yeah.
So she realizes, hey, you went from still not being you're not home at all, to you definitely won't be at home because Fox Sports just covers everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess whatever was the drawing, whatever was the final straw, so to speak. So that was that. Now here's the tricky part.
Mm.
Not tricky part, but interesting part. Let's say obviously two is doing well, but let's say he struggles. This is the final year of his contract in Tampa.
Mm.
She moved to Miami. Could we see him in Miami?
No.
I think he's done anyway.
Mm.
However, but yes, to answer your question, that's the rumors and that's what I'm hearing. So, and then he came out to say that because somebody asked him, well, so when is enough for you? And he jibber jabbered and this that and something else. The things I picked out was the fact that he says, I'm always playing on Christmas and Thanksgiving. I'm never home from my kids for the holidays and birthdays and this that. I'm like, dude, you chose a profession. You continued to play after you've already announced your retirement. So I mean, I just think, dude, he's one of those guys that just cannot stop. He's a workaholic, so to speak, but to the extremist.
Hey, man. I mean,
He's winning games. I mean, power to at
first of all,
45.
Giselle, shut up. Okay, he's 45. It's not like he's 65. Like there's plenty of time for you too. Okay, please stop. Second of all, he gets a lot of off time in the off season.
Yeah, he does.
So come on, dude. Like, how many do you get that much off time?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I
So
get 2 days off a week
come on, man. What are we worried about here?
and 1 week of vacation.
What is she worried about?
Exactly.
They can go anywhere in the world at
Dude,
any time. Like that's not going to change anytime soon. So shut up. Get over
well,
it.
my
You
thing is
married
like,
him when he was a football player. Like he's
yeah,
still a football player.
you knew what going into the relationship and marriage and everything else, what you were about to walk into.
Exactly.
He's gone from July till, well, for him to the end of the season, what seems like nowadays. But February, January, for the most part. Very
Yeah.
rarely in December. So, and my thing
And
is
by the
this.
way, he likes football and his teammates more than he likes her.
So obviously, there's
So
something
what?
personal.
Join the welcome to the world, lady. Every husband likes their friends more than they like their wives. I mean,
Some people do though, for real though.
we all love our wife, dude. Don't get us wrong. We all love
Exactly.
our wife, but without our homies, we're just a shell. We're just a gaunt, silver, gray fox living our. I mean, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I say Giselle Bundchen, shut up and get over it. One more year.
My thing is, yeah, he doesn't have much left. He's decent this year. I think he's still obviously at an all-star level. I mean, it still amazes me at 45 he can literally throw the ball downfield still. I mean, I still give him props on that.
Baller.
Yeah, exactly. No, for real. Yeah, I give him
Mm-hmm.
respect. I think he's almost. I think he knows it. I think he's almost, if not there. I think he's just going to finish it. I still think after this year, regardless of what happons, if he wins
Mm-hmm.
another ring or not, I think he's done.
Yeah.
I don't see him playing next year at all.
No. No. He's gonna take Fox up on their $375 million offer.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, can you imagine, bro?
Making millions off of the Patriots and the Bucks, and now and endorsements galore. And now you're
And
about to walk into Fox.
Giselle, and he's got
Yeah,
Giselle money too. Like, bruh,
and now you're about to
she's more
walk into
famous than
300.
he is.
Well, yeah, worldwide right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, and then of course my thing is this: it wasn't, and for Christmas for him to bring that up, so that must have been an issue too. I'm sure
Mm.
from hers, nobody up until this year there was never no NFL on Christmas. So what was the issue, Giselle? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know when the last time it was a Christmas. Now this year we play on Christmas, I honestly can't remember when the last time the NFL played on Christmas.
I mean, it's been a few times, but Christmas is more of an NBA thing.
See, that's what I'm thinking more of.
But I think she wants to go home. You know what I mean? I think she wants to go to Brazil for Christmas, kind of thing.
I just think she's done with the limelight. She's trying to kind of somewhat ride off into
And
sunset with him, and he doesn't want to do it.
well, he doesn't want to give up the homies, dude.
Well, his
And I
homies
don't
is the whole
blame him.
freaking NFL. No,
Like, dude, if you could play until you're 45, like ask guys who really love the game if they could play until they were 45, they would be like, hell yeah, I would play until yeah, yeah, home life be damned. Yeah, I'm gonna play ball.
mm-hmm.
There's plenty of time for marriage and all that other stuff later.
And at 45, I mean, I don't know his personal life. I'm sure at 45, he's probably not thinking about having any more kids.
No.
I mean, I sure wouldn't.
Do you think Giselle could do better than him?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
That was a joke. It was a weird joke, but I wonder
I
who's
mean,
better than Tom.
I don't really get into the famous people thing, but or follow him very closely like a lot of people do. But I mean, it could be worse. You could be with A-Rod.
She could be with A-Rod, and A-Rod could be with her and
Yeah, that
the
would be
neighbor lady
yeah.
and the cleaning lady and Jose Canseco's cousin.
I mean, if you think of the famous people I know that's sports related, obviously she's not with Michael Jordan. I don't see her being with A-Rod. Derek Jeter, I think he's married and happy. I guess he's married. I don't know. I don't see him with Derek Jeter.
I don't think she
Definitely
likes
not with
sports,
Julia.
dude.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think a lot of those models, I don't think are more. I don't think they're very sports people.
yeah, and then she was spending all those Christmases in like
hmm
Massachusetts where the winters are. Can you imagine her in trying to shovel a sidewalk? You know what I'm saying?
She would hire somebody for that one.
Well, but she's not going anywhere.
I know.
Nonetheless, she would be stuck at home. She's probably like, man,
Tom,
I don't like being at home. I want to be in Brazil.
hmm A
I
lot
want
of
to
those,
be sexy
a lot,
all day in Brazil.
a lot of those models, they want to stay in their country.
I don't blame them.
No,
I mean, when I was a model, I wanted to stay right here. But no, I had to go all over the world and show my pretty face
hmm
to millions. That's probably where you knew me from before.
Could be.
Blue Steel, homie.
I might have just flipped through Twitter like, oh, there's this model, which I don't know why it would pop up my Twitter feed, but who cares? Oh, it's Clyde. I should follow him.
Yeah.
Bam.
That's probably how it happened.
And then Japan, the pro wrestling Japan happened.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that's still happening. That's still gonna happen.
How's your wrestling career going?
Oh, it's not very good. But I mean, after 21 hours straight yesterday, I mean,
Is there
what
age
else
showing?
what's gonna kick my butt worse than that?
What about boxing, MMA?
Oh, dude, that's my heart right there. I love boxing, man.
That's one thing you don't see me really really good boxers anymore like you used to.
That's not true. I disagree.
Who would you say
There's
is out
some
there?
outstanding boxing right now going on.
I don't really follow it. I just used to follow it, the old school ones.
Oh, dude, there's some good fighters. There's some really outstanding boxers right now. I mean, Canelo just had a fight last week against Triple G. I mean, Triple G is obviously like 40, 41, but that's a big fight.
I bet Mike Tyson can still fight. He looks like he can still fight.
My dude, that guy.
He
is my favorite person on earth, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's a national treasure. I watched him do a podcast with Graham Hancock, and
Hmm.
they talked the most fascinating conversation for an hour and a half that I've ever seen.
Right.
Do you know who Graham Hancock is?
Hmm.
It's like this author that is he's really he talks about the pyramids, and he's one of the guys that are like, hey, these pyramids are way older than we're giving it credit for. And the Sphinx, the Sphinx has water erosion on it,
Hmm.
and he's one of those guys that was like, hey, this Sphinx is 12,000 years old. It's more than 12,000 years old. And it's basically flies in the face of all these Egyptologists, and they're like, what? Anyway, he's a really interesting um, historian, author. And he came on and and Mike Tyson, he was on Mike Tyson's podcast, and it was freaking awesome, dude. Those two just got along swimmingly.
Nice.
Plus, they did mushrooms together. It was like,
Wow.
yeah, Mike ate a bunch of mushrooms, and then they started talking about conquerors. And Mike was talking about Alexander the Great. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting, especially those two very diametrically opposed foes. Very cool conversation.
Surprised you didn't talk
Really,
about George Foreman.
I think they did. They definitely
There.
talked about boxing. They talked about um, space and time travel. It was freaking what? Mike Tyson is brilliant, dude.
No, I like Mike. Um, um, and I know sometimes he can be a dirty player, but he's one of the best to ever boxed, though, dude.
Bro, he scared people.
Oh
Did
God, yeah.
you know that story about when he fought Michael Spinks?
Hmm.
It was maybe like right before your time. You were not even born yet, I don't think.
What
But I
year?
was like 10 when he fought Michael Spinks. And before the fight, Mike had his dressing room right next door to Michael Spinks's dressing room. And Michael Spinks hears boom, like construction going on. He just these loud, like boom, boom, boom. And he's like, what in the hell is going on over there?
Right.
And somebody comes back over and goes, oh, that's Mike hitting the bags. And Michael
Wow.
Spinks literally was like, oh my God, I do not want to fight this guy. He is going to kill me. So he lost that fight in 91 seconds, but
Hmm.
he didn't even want to leave the dressing room. He was so scared hearing Mike punch the bags in the room next door.
Wow.
Dude, that's the mental warfare, dude. That's what Mike was perfect at. He knew how to get into your head.
Yep.
And that's another thing he talks about is that Customato used to hypnotize him. Did you know this?
Mm-mm.
Have you heard this story? So
Mm-mm.
Customato would hypnotize him at like 13, 14, 15 years old. And he would like tell him that he was going to be the greatest conqueror and the greatest fighter that the world has ever seen. And that anybody who stepped in his way was just there to like stop him from his ultimate dreams and his destiny. And that if somebody stood in his way, that he had to like absolutely destroy them. And so Mike was like hypnotized into being this destroyer
Hmm.
and conqueror, quite literally hypnotized.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it's an interesting story. That relationship with Customato too was really interesting.
Is Lennox Lewis still around?
Yeah, Yeah, he's not obviously not boxing, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
he does. He's a chess. He plays chess, dude.
What do you think kind of music Lennox Lewis listens to?
Classical
Not
and
reggae.
I think it's reggae and classical, dude.
I can
I
see him
think
being
it's
reggae for sure.
Bob Marley and Wagner.
But
Definitely both of those.
what about Money?
Absolutely.
What about Floyd?
Floyd listens to podcasts
No,
about making money.
I could definitely see that one. What
Yeah, I
about
don't know.
Mike? Old school R&B.
Mike Tyson?
Mm-hmm.
What does Mike? I bet. I don't know. I bet he listens to podcasts too.
He'd be one of those guys that you wouldn't expect to be like, oh, I come out and listen to country. Like you listen to country? Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't see that.
I
I don't
don't
know.
see it either.
No, I could see him just being one of those weird ones that he just randomly makes like Phil Collins or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's probably what he likes Phil Collins. Remember in
Yep.
The Hangover?
Mm-hmm.
I like when the drums kick in. Like my favorite part. Yeah. Good stuff, man.
No.
What
Last
kind of
one.
music do you listen to?
Really, dude, I don't listen to much music.
Oh,
Not like I
yeah.
used to.
Right, me either.
Because Sally podcasts really are starting to. I think radio overall is just starting to just die.
Hmm. It's dead.
I mean, at least here in Oklahoma City, I mean, I can't obviously speak for Denver or any other metropolitan area, Chicago, what have you. I'm sure they're all the same, but here, it's not what it used to be. Because Oklahoma
Mm-mm.
City a year or two ago, I think about as before COVID, should have to be 3 at least. They did a massive. I want to say it was Tyler Media did a massive layoff, and a lot
Mm.
of people, even a good buddy of mine, Mac, who he was on a on air host. He got laid off. They did the mass layoff here in Oklahoma City, so I think radio's starting to have, if it hasn't already dead. I think it's just a little bits and pieces of what's helping their ratings. I'm sure.
I know LJ's got his radio show too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to LJ.
LJ's
I
my boy
listen to
right
your
there.
podcast, LJ. If you're out
LJ's a
there listening,
LJ's a good guy. Yeah, shout
he
out
is a good dude.
to LJ. You know who you are.
I would love to talk to LJ actually one of these days. I need to meet that guy.
I'll have to get him on the pod, and us three can have a good conversation. That dude is knowledgeable in so many ways, and even you
Totally.
know, in so many ways. And of course, we used to talk off the or off mic, whatever you call it. But yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, shout out to LJ.
Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, he's got a good. Is He's on the radio though. That out there in Oklahoma City, isn't
Mm-hmm.
he? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, he's got a good show, man.
Yeah, he. Let me. I'm going blank here. I'm like, yeah, I didn't do 21 hours of of. I didn't do that yesterday, but Lawrence Johnson. Um, but on jam. That's not what I want. I don't know why I'm not doing this. I'm just going on Twitter. No, I didn't do 21 hours. I'm really legit drawing a blank here, and there it is. And why can I not think of his thing?
His call letters isn't it
Yeah,
like 7:60 a.m. or something like that. 6:90,
yeah. It's
7:60, something like
Jam
that.
OKC 86 Radio.
86.
Jam.
There you
Okay.
go.
Shout out to LJ. Sorry,
Shout out
LJ.
LJ.
Mine
Check
went
him out.
blank. Shout out to Tom George, Coach Tom George, for being my personal trainer. That dude's legit,
Mm.
personal on and off the field. I haven't got to see him training people, but that dude's legit. Shout out to him. He is the reason why I'm going back into weight loss. And
Mm.
shout out to my good buddy of mine who gave me a shout out yesterday on the phone, Mr. Wong Lam, the host of the
Oh,
Defining Moments podcast. I think
love that
us,
guy too, by the
I
way. That
think
guy's a good dude too, man.
Wong and I and you and LJ and Coach George need to have a good just pod conversation.
I would love that. Yeah,
Just
I
anything and
follow all those
everything.
guys on Twitter. Those guys are good stuff, man.
No, they're good people. There's not many out there
Absolutely.
anymore.
By the way, shout out to you for getting back in the gym, dude. Good for you, man.
Yeah, 17 years. Last time I seen a gym was my freshman year at a small university in Casey in Grayson, Kentucky. Kentucky Christian University. It was football practice and or weightlifting, I should say. And that was the last time. That was 2007. Yeah, seven. No,
Dang. Oh,
yeah,
7.
yeah. My freshman year in college.
Woo! Get back in there,
That's
buddy.
starting to show my age right there. Even though mid 30s ain't
Dang.
old, but I'm creeping up that road now.
You need to get that oil can out, homeboy.
Yeah, yesterday it was a good one. Good workout session. There's a few things, I'm sure I could probably do better on, but the fact that 12 minutes of run and jog and planks and the
Mm,
ropes and everything. I mean, dude, it was physical. He made darn sure that hey, you if you want to work out, here's what's gonna, of course, Coach George, respectfully, he's military, so how
mm.
those training sessions are for them as it is anyway. So,
Heck yeah. Good for you, man. Hey, dude, keep that up, man. Just show up.
yep, show up, show out, at least show up at least, and maybe not show out
Yep.
as much. I'll eventually get back to showing out, but it's gonna be a while.
Just movement, dude. That's all it is, man. Just keep moving, bro.
Yeah,
Good
I
for you.
I appreciate it, dude. It's
Hell yeah.
it'll be fun. Back at it tomorrow morning and Friday morning. So good stuff.
Ah, boy.
Good stuff. Your prediction as we wrap up the show, 49ers, Broncos, what do you hope to see? What do you expect to see? And what's your final score?
My prediction, pain. Um,
Hopefully for the Niners, dude.
yeah, I think the Broncos. I think the Broncos get it figured out this week. God, I hope so. I think they get it figured out. I think they put some. I think they put 3 touchdowns on the board and 3 more field goals, giving them a total of 30 points. So let's go 30-14.
Ooh, you think the defense is going to step it up this week?
Mm-hmm.
I like our defense. I think if PS2 does come back, and obviously Justin Simmons will be out a little bit longer, but um, I like that.
Yeah.
I really hope to, what I want to see is improvement, especially time management wise. Coach Hackett's got to get that thing under control. I don't want to hear the fans again start chanting. That's not going to be good.
Yeah.
What I want to see is a good, all around team win, a team ball prediction. I do think Denver does get it together. If they don't, I think it's enough to get the W. Um, 30-14. I do like that 14 though. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. I don't see 35 though. I'll do
Mm-hmm.
31-13.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Good choice, man. I like palindromes, so that works for me.
That's what I got. Hopefully we get a 2-1. San Francisco, of course, coming off that Trey Lance injury. Jimmy G coming in. You don't know what kind of Jimmy G we're gonna even see. So could be a good
Mhm.
week that we can come in and terrorize them. We'll see.
Yeah, this is the week I think we decide who we are as a football team. Are we a undisciplined, very highly penalized, low-scoring team again, or are we who we thought we were?
Hmm.
This week determines that, I think. You had your first 2 weeks to kind of get the cobwebs out and play that last preseason game or two. This week, this week is who we are. So I hope that we're the 30 to 14 that I predicted. Time will tell.
Hackett, please get this thing together, dude.
No doubt, man.
Please
Come
get
on,
this
guy.
together.
Or find somebody who can call plays for you, because I hope it's not Clint Kubiak. No offense.
There's got to be somebody.
Gotta be. All right, buddy.
Well, on that note, guys, you're listening to the unscripted, unfiltered, 100% authentic podcast, the Air Raid Attack. Big announcement: the Air Raid Attack is going belly up. To be Belly Up Sports Media
Oh,
has accepted the area tech, and we are a
nice.
part of their wonderful podcast team. So more as we issue that out this week. But nonetheless, Clyde, thank you for coming on. Enjoyed
Yeah,
it as
thanks for having
always.
me, Mike.
Follow us on
As
all major
always.
podcast platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday morning, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, new episodes released. So set your notifications for Thursday morning, 7 a.m., all new podcasts released. Until then, enjoy week number 3 of the NFL, week number 4 of college football, and we will see you all back next week. Have a great weekend.
Go Broncos.
Mile high.
Later, Mike.
See you, man.